My name is Abdul Rahman. I'm a lecturer at a public university in Kenya. I deliver lectures in computing and informatics. In our last lesson, we discussed about the string pool, and we have seen that the concept of a string pool, actually it is implemented by the method of what you call a string literal method. And onto that particular way, we have find out that when there are actually two different literals which are assigned to a same value, then only one object actually is going to be created. Today we are starting up a new whole session, and in that particular session we are asking ourselves, what are the Java string methods? We want to see actually what are these particular methods and how they are defined, their syntax, and finally how they are going to be implemented. So let us start on to that particular note. So these are what you call the predefined Java string method, and actually there are over 40 string methods which actually they are supported by Java. But on to our lesson today, we are going to see only 3 of them, see up the definition, the syntax, and also how they are implemented. On our future sessions, we are going to take up also in a bunch of 3 until we finish up most of them, although we won't go all the way to get up all the 40. So let us start up with this particular one. We are starting up with what you call the charAt. So the charAt method. So here we are, we want to see this particular method, the charAt. So this particular one, the charAt method, let's see what is it all about, and then from there we'll move up to the next. So the charAt actually returns a character at a specified index in a string. So actually it returns a character. So this one returns a character. So that is the first thing you should know about. And actually it returns the character index basically. So this one returns a character index, and that character index actually, it is actually between 0 and the length of the character minus 1. And basically what is actually its syntax? Basically its syntax is a very simple one, the charAt syntax. Actually the syntax for that, it is public, which is a specifier, and then data type should be char, and then we are writing up the charAt method, which takes an argument of data type integer and should be the index. So basically that it is the way it's supposed to be. So let's see an example and how actually it can be actually done. So if you've got up a string, maybe that particular string it's called name, and here we have got name as Abdul. Then we can have a char variable, maybe called position, and then here we are accessing the method using up the name dot charAt, and we are giving up our position. Let's say position it is 3. So actually let's see how actually it will work. So if this is position actually 0, this position 1, 2, 3 and 4, so what will be the output? So our output, if you run this particular program, will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Actually our output will be U. So let's go actually to our eclipse and see if we can implement the same. So here I'll have basically a string, and this particular string I'll give it the name, I'll give it a variable called name, and then I'll have my string Abdul. So here I'll have my string actually Abdul. So here then I'll have what? Here I'll have another variable called position of data type char, and I'll give it the value of name. Now I want to access charAt, then I give it an index. So here basically I'll access charAt, so just enter there charAt. My index actually it is 3, and then I terminate. And then with a simple system dot out dot println, I can actually access and see the position. So position, that is the variable position, and actually I terminate. So basically this is how we can implement, and we expect actually position 3 to give us position number 3 to give us actually the U. So let's run this particular program, and actually it gives us U. So that is one way of doing it. Let's go to the second part of it. The second part, we want to talk about the compare. So here we have what you call compareTo. So this is another method which is actually supported by the string method. So the compareTo, it actually compares two strings lexicographically, and each character of both string, it is actually converted into a Unicode. While if both of them are equal, then it returns 0. Else it returns either a positive or a negative sign. So it compares actually two strings, and if both of them are equal, then it returns 0. Else it will return either a positive number or a negative number, and it will return a positive number if string 1 is greater than string 2. So if string 1 is greater than string 2, then it will turn up a positive number. Else it will turn up a negative number. So let us see what is the syntax. Basically, the syntax of compareTo is very simple. It is also public, and actually it takes up an integer type, int compareTo, and actually it takes up string, another string, type of string, and another string. So that is actually how it's supposed to be. So let us now actually see how actually we can implement the same. So with compareTo, I'll have here a string called S1, and I'll give it up a value, let's say Abdul, and have string 2. Also I give it up a value called Abdul. So basically what will happen, it is I can now make up an integer variable. So I'll say int maybe compare, and int compare I'll actually now access. I'll say S1 dot compareTo, and then I compare it with S2. So this basically, the output of this particular one, basically the output, it will give me actually 0, because we have seen here actually when the two strings, both of them are equal, to give us 0. So let's go to our Eclipse and try to see how you can implement up the same. So basically here I can actually remove this particular code, and I'll have here my string, my two strings. So my string one will be S1 called Abdul, and also I'll have also another string. So I'll just copy the same string. So say Control C and actually put up a comma there and control that, and this will be my S2. So now basically this is what we have done here. So I can declare now another string of data type integer called compare, and actually assign it our method now. That will be S1 dot compare. So here we are, compare case, compare to another string. So compare, and here it's another string. So here basically I'll take up compare next, actually the second one, S2. So if you compare the two, actually it should give us a 0. So here basically I'll say just system dot out dot println, and what do I want to print? I want to print compare. So this particular one should give us actually a 0. So when you run this particular program, yes, it gives us 0. So it will compare, both of them are equal. And if we put up a word here, let's say Rahman, and now we run this particular program, it gives us 6 because it's a positive value. This one is greater than the other one. However, if we put up here this one to be greater, it will give us a negative value. So when we run this particular program, actually it gives us a negative value. So let us go to the last part where we are talking about now. It is the equals to. So let's take up the last part, and this part, it is equals. Equals, that is another method we want to actually see how it will work. So the equals method, basically what does it do? The equals method, actually it compares two strings based on the content of the string. So this one compares two strings based on the content. Actually compareTo, it was actually compared on the, not the content, but actually the lexicographical manner. So, and it is actually case sensitive, that text is not equal to capital T text. So let's see actually what is its syntax. Basically the syntax is a very simple one. The syntax actually, it returns either true or false. So it takes up a boolean. So there will be public boolean, and then equals with an S, and then here object, another object. So that is actually the syntax. Let's see the example how actually it can be done. So in that particular example, it's a very straightforward. Here basically you can take up around two strings and try to compare and try to see if they are equal or not equal. So here I'll have my string S1 and I'll give it up the value Abdul, and I'll have my S2 also, I'll give it up Abdul, and basically what do I want to do, and then I put up a boolean variable, maybe called equal, and then I say S1 dot equal actually S2. So basically the output of this particular one, the output should give me true, because Abdul and Abdul actually they are the same. So let us go here and see what will happen. So here already I have actually just want to change this particular one a little bit. Here also I have Abdul and Abdul as S1 and S2. So basically I have to declare a boolean. So I'm declaring a boolean, equal variable called boolean equal, and I actually assign it actually the method itself. So here I'll say my S1, basically my S1 dot, I want to take up the equals, actually equals, here you can see equals, object equals, so I can take up that, put up another object, so that is S1, I can put up S2 and see that both of them are equals. And then basically here I come up and print up equal. So if I print up equal, I suppose to get what you call true. So let us run this particular program. When I run, I get it up true. Let's just try and put up A, and let's see if it will give me true or false. Actually give me false because it is actually case sensitive. So here we have reached up the end of this particular session. Until on to our next session, whereby we are going to talk about the other three, that is the concat, the format, and the index of. For now, I say bye. Thank you very much.